Who it chimes on the beat? Best producer in Louisiana. If you don't believe me, check out his YouTube page. He also has his own website. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with a dollar and a dream. And the message for tonight is, tough times don't last, but tough people do. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. When I very first started driving, I'm a CDL driver, I didn't get paid a lot of money. I struggled. I struggled a lot, but I did have my own apartment. I did pay my bills. I did feed myself. I had a nice car, had a car note, and I had just enough to get by. During that time, there was opportunities for me to steal from the company, and I could have got away with it. I could have, but I didn't. I could have done it. I could have made nice amount of money and got away with it, but I didn't. And the reason why is because I was brought up with a certain level of values and morals that my parents taught me. And not saying that I'm perfect, but I try to be the man I am through good times and through bad times. See, you never get to know who a person truly is until adversity comes. You'll never know how a person is until trouble comes. See, a person can tell you, hey man, I'm an honest person, right? But then when adversity comes and there's a way that they can get out of the trouble, will they lie? See, a person can tell you, hey man, I don't steal, right? But then let's say at the end of the day you was broke and you had an opportunity to get away with it. Would you steal? See, we can talk a good game and you can go through your life and you can tell yourself all day long that you're one way, but I will only know once you go through something. And see, that's why it's so important that when you're friends with people, right? You only gonna know how much of a friend you are until that problem comes, till y'all get into it. Then you find out, were y'all able to get past it? Or did you all have to go your separate ways? See, adversity is gonna always come your way. Trouble is going to come your way. See, in the black community, especially in the religious people, in the religious community, people love to believe that if you do something bad, then bad things gonna come your way. Bad things gonna come your way whether you do good or bad. You can pray 24/7, 365. You can commit little to no sins. Trouble still gonna come your way. It's a part of life. Now at the end of the day, it comes down to how do you face it? Do you keep going? Do you complain and stop or what? Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably gonna complain a little bit and get a little mad when a little trouble come my way. Right? Because I'm human. But then what I'm gonna do? Alright, you know what? I didn't say enough. Let's get the job done. See, the tough time's gonna come. The adversity gonna come. What do? When I first started becoming a barber, I became a barber and I had no clients. I didn't have people in my chair, and I didn't know how to cut. I was not a good barber at all. So what I started doing, I started cutting. First cut free when I very first started. And I would cut, and it gave me some experience. I would go like to the projects, to the hood, and talk to people. They would come in and get a cut. You know, a lot of people I probably never saw again. Some people, I still have. But the catch to it is this. I wasn't good. And there was a lot of adversity because I didn't have no one in my chair. But I kept fighting. I kept fighting to be a barber. There was a point in time where I really, really, really wanted to quit. I wanted to quit cutting hair, being a barber. And my woman told me one day, she said, you're so used to, you go a little hard and things come your way. You're not used to having to fight for it. And when I thought about it, I was like, dog, I fought, but I always had to fight on my terms. This was the first time it wasn't on my terms. It's like, dog. So, my pops also talked to me. And he told me, he said, son, you starting something like this as a business, it's going to take time to develop. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. Now, over time, it's going to work for you. And I wasn't used to that. See, I was used to, okay then, when I played ball, I wasn't good at first. So all I had to do was just stay in the gym. I just stay in the gym, I work. And then in a short period of time, okay, I'm better. See, in barbering, it takes time. It takes cutting a lot of heads. Cutting the same cut over and over and over again. Cutting different type of hair. For you to kind of figure out like, okay then, I see how to do this now. See what I'm saying? It take a lot of time. And at first, I wasn't used to that. I was married and ended up going through a divorce, getting a divorce. And while going through the divorce, this was a very hard time for me. For the simple fact that I never thought I would get a divorce. I thought once I was married, man, it's over with. Man, I'd never get a divorce. I literally thought that I would never get a divorce. But it happened. And when it happened, it was hurtful. But that was that tough time. And during that tough time, you know what I did? I started getting my credit real good. I started working. I was working like crazy because I'm like, shoot, I need to get my money up. I started saving money. After the divorce, I was able to get this home. I grinded during that tough time. And see, a lot of times in our life, when tough times come, we give up, we stop. We stop doing what we know best. What we do best, we stop. No, keep going. Keep going. Because tough times are going to come. Things that you never thought would happen to you, going to happen to you. And what do you do then? See, most people, they love a feel-good story. They want to hear somebody telling them, hey man, you're great. You're amazing. You're awesome. Everything's going to go well for you. Everything's going to be sweet and lovely. That's all they want to hear. And you have people that listen to this every single day. Right? But they never listen to someone tell them, hey, look, you're going to go through a tough time. Hey, things ain't going to quite go the way you want them to go. Hey, at the end of the day, when you go through a tough time, that's a lesson if you allow it to be a lesson. See, tough times are lessons. Because you're either going to get bitter or you're going to get better. But most people, they get better. They don't get better. But you can't get better for the simple fact that you want to tell yourself the truth about the situation. So we'll go through our lives, right? And we know we have an issue or a problem. But we'll tell ourselves, oh no, man, I'm all right. No big deal. And you can't grow. And then we have it to where people say, hey man, I could change. Man, people can change. Most people, once you hit 25, you're not changing. You are who you are normally. Unless it's designed for you to be great. At 25, man, you who you are. People just think, oh man, I can just change. Ask yourself a question. If people could just change, right? As soon as you get overweight, right? Why would you just drop the weight? You know you need to change. But you know what people do? They'll look and say, well, I'm not as big as him. I'm not as big as her. They don't tell themselves the truth. But hold on for a second, right? Is the problem, right, with them or is the problem with you? Or are they your standard? Or you your standard? You can go to even working, right? Grinding. I go somewhere. Right now, I'm on a quest to become a millionaire. I grind, I work, I invest, I'm working. I got a lot of projects and businesses that I'm trying to start. Okay? Where I'm at right now is not good enough. It's not. But we live in an environment, a situation, right, in a world where people tell themselves, man, I'm good enough. No, you're not. If you were good enough, you would already have the results. And most people that say they're good enough don't even have any results. No results. When do you get to a point of saying, hey, I need to be better? But you know what it's easy to do? Hey man, you need to be better. You need to be better. It's never, what about me? We never get to that point. We never get to a point of understanding that, hey man, a tough time gonna come. That was a time, well, this the only time I ever been locked up. I got arrested, okay? And I had a suspended license because someone put tickets in my name, okay? I didn't do anything to receive that. That was a tough time. I got arrested. Guess what though, right? I learned the lesson and went through that. But we go through our entire lives, right? And we don't think any trouble is supposed to come our way. Any bad supposed to come our way. And then we got to a point where, especially in the religious communities, where we say, well, God punishing you. Why can't it just be that trouble comes to everyone? You can pray 7 days a week. You can go to church 7 days a week. You can be a pastor, have a relationship with your pastor. All the above. Trouble's still gonna come your way. You can't stop that. You can't. And we've gotten to a point where we just feel like, yo, man, at the end of the day, that trouble not supposed to come my way because I'm a good person. Trouble comes to good people. Trouble comes to bad people. What do you do when adversity comes? San Antonio Spurs in 2013, they lost the NBA championship to the Miami Heat. They lost the championship. When they lost that championship, they was up 3-2. They had 1 game left to win the championship. LeBron missed the 3. Chris Bosh got the rebound. He passed to Ray Allen. Ray Allen hit one of the greatest 3-pointer shots ever in the history of the game in the finals. They were bringing a trophy out. Right before that shot was made, they pretty much knew that the Spurs won the championship. Spurs lost. That summer, after they lost, everyone was talking about the Spurs. Everybody. But you know what happened though? The Spurs, they came back that next year and won the championship. Not only did they win, they beat the Miami Heat. Not only did they beat the Miami Heat, they blew out. That was one of the most lopsided NBA finals in NBA history. That one. What happened? They had an adversity, right? People counted them out. They kept going. The next year they won the championship. Go to Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant was in the NBA his rookie season, he shot an air ball, game-winning 3-pointer air ball. People talked about it. He shot 4 air balls in that series. People talked about it. What did he do? He came back. Next couple years, he ended up winning 3 championships. Then they lost to the Detroit Pistons in the finals. When they lost, him and Shaq went their separate ways. The Lakers was a bad team for like the next 4 or 5 years, or 4 years. Kobe could have left. He could have won like all these modern day superstars and joined a great team. But what did he do? He stayed. He faced that adversity. Then what happened when he faced that adversity? Years later, he won 2 more championships. Then he lost before he won that last championship. He lost to the Celtics 2 years before that. He lost to the Celtics. Once he lost that championship, he sat down on the bench and watched the Celtics celebrate. The confetti was coming on his head. He sat there and watched them. And you know what he did? He prepared himself and he knew, hey, tough time gonna come. I lost this finals. Right? But these tough times don't last. But I'm tough. I'll be back. Came right back and beat the Boston Celtics. Why? He faced adversity. See, in your life, adversity gonna always come your way. What do you do about it then? What do you do when nobody believes in your dream? What do you do when nobody wants to support your dream? What do you do then? What do you do when you got everybody talking about you or laughing at your business? Do you keep going? Do you stop and whine and complain? The average person gonna whine and complain. Because we live right now, this culture, it is so soft. So soft. And we gotta stop being soft. The culture's so soft to a point where a person can't even tell another person the truth. You tell them the truth, they'll sit there and tell you, man, why you judging me? Like, we that soft? How can you grow when someone can't even tell you that, hey, man, that's not right? And I hear this left and right, man, they're judging me. Come on, man. You gotta get tougher than that. When you look at anybody that's great, I don't care who you name, they've been through so much adversity, you would never get it. You can look at someone that's wealthy, okay? That's worth millions of dollars. Or you can see a wife. And this wife, she might drive a fancy car. She might live in a big home. She's married to her husband, got kids, right? And as a woman, you might look and say, oh man, she lucky. She got it made. But you don't know all the stuff she went through to get to that point. And we live in a day and age where people just want to just get whatever, however. Think about this, right? You could be a man that grind, okay? And you can start from nothing, right? A woman have an opportunity then, right, to face adversity with you, tough times with you. They choose not to. Then when you become wealthy, they say, okay, well, hey, now at the end of the day, I want to be a part of your life. How did it work? And then you wonder why that other woman, right, that was dad through that adversity, how she getting those perks and benefits. See, you just see, oh man, well, she wearing no red bottoms. But did you see when at the end of the day, that man that bought her red bottoms, he might have had to live with her for a short period of time. They both might have to go to their parents' house for a short period of time. They might have been homeless for a short period of time. You don't know the adversity that they went through. When I started driving, my very first started driving, I had just enough money to get by. But what did I do? I faced that adversity and kept going. So in your life, you got to get to a point to understand that if you're not willing to face adversity, man, you're in a world of trouble. Because you're going to be attacked. It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do to stop it. If you want to be somebody special, you will be attacked. You will be talked about. I'm sorry, you will be talked about. There will be tough times. There will be things that go your way that you don't want to go your way. Things will happen. It's a part of life. But understand something. Tough time don't last. Stop getting so emotional. Stop getting so emotional. Because they're going to talk anyway. Forget what they said. Go after your goals and dreams. Be the best version of yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Stop being so emotional and tell yourself the truth. Because that's the only way that change is going to come in your life. Remember, tough times don't last. Tough people do. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with a dollar and a dream. I would like for everyone to like and subscribe to this video. Subscribe to my channel. Share my video. Please help me promote this content. I'm trying to help my people. Anyone that's looking for help, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you. Please help me help you. A lot of times we complain and we say we don't have a positive message. Now you have one. Are you going to support it? I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you for Cash App. I'm not asking you for PayPal. I'm not asking you to buy nothing. All I'm asking you to do is hit the like button, subscribe button, share button. Who a Child's on the beat? Best producer in Louisiana. Tough times don't last, but tough people do.